Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast. Talking Ravens all day, every day with your host, Justin P. With my MVP, being out of co host, Ms. Shannon Fitch. This is episode 168 for the YouTube version. Sorry that we missed y'all last week. We tried. There was some technical difficulties on my end, so, sorry about that. But we're all good to go now. This is season three, episode six for the audio version. For those who can't watch live, the links for that is right there below, underneath the in the description, underneath our topics, and right underneath for that is myself, Shannon, and Dave's social media platforms. Like I said, I have everything: Shannon, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Well, I don't have TikTok no more. David, it's Instagram, Facebook. Like I said, if there's some Raven related topics you feel like we're not talking about or not talking about enough, just send us a message in the DM. We can do our best to try to include it in either our recap or our preview shows. We'll get to it one way or another. For instance, it's been some rough set of games for the Ravens lately. So hopefully this bye week couldn't have came at a much better time. So without further ado, I'm gonna hand it over to Miss Shannon.
All right, so you just said it. We're at our bye week. We're 1-5. Justin, give me your good, bad, and ugly in week 6.
Uh, defensively. Defensively, they guys they play with much better effort, much better sense of urgency. The Rams did have some miscues, but hey, it happens. It worked in our favor. They were flying around to the ball, tackling. Like I said, me and you didn't expect us to win this game, but we wanted it to be somewhat competitive, and it was. It was. I gotta give Zach Orr some credit. He cleaned up some stuff. He still got to work on situational play calling. I think that's just due to inexperience. But overall, defensively they played a great. You hold a LA Rams team that's averaging 35 points a game to 17. Some of them might be because of the weather, whatever. Cool, but it's football. You got to play on it. The run game was amazing. Like I said, Todd Monken stuck with it until he didn't. Derrick Henry was amazing. I can tell you, but he hasn't fallen off yet. He's running his butt off. About his starting quarterback there, fullback not there. Off the two interior guards are not playing well right now, so it's easy to tee off on him. He's still getting yards, and then like I said, bad play calling when you're not giving it to him when he supposed to. Like I said, he supposed to have two touchdowns this game, but that's all Todd Bucket and the offensive line. Bad. Still got to clean up certain penalties and stuff like that. Uh, Missed blocking assignments on the offensive line that could have led to touchdown. Cause I watched all 22 film, and Daniel Faalele and Andrew Voorhees made me want to throw up watching them with phone blocks. Seriously, watching them with phone blocks. It was just straight up terrible. What I mean? Ugly. The turnovers by us, the two fumbles. Well, the three, but he got called back, and luckily the Lajonte Weston made something out of it. We didn't even get nothing out of that drive. But Zay Flowers, come on, man. Like, I'll give you some grace because you're a hell of a player, but I still gotta get on you. Like, you know better. Like, rookie Zay, I was like, all right, but this is your third year now. It's okay to juke back and forth between the crowd, but folks are gonna try to poke at the football. You heard people got out Derrick Henry for fumbling, so you're not exempt from that. Cover the football, like especially in traffic, just cover what you have. Or sometimes take what you get. Like everybody used to get on Hollywood about going down and all that, but I'd rather that than you try to do too much and fumble. Feel me? We still got the ball, so you know what I'm saying. Like, you gotta protect the football. And Cooper Rush, he was just god awful, man. Like I said, we paid him 2 years, paid him 12 million for 2 years for what? Like that money could have went to some other key positions, and we could have just rolled with Tyler Huntley and Josh Johnson. They can't do no worse, and you clearly see that. I don't even think Devin Leary would have played better. Me personally, he's hot garbage, but that's just if you're gonna pay for garbage, pay for it cheap. But yeah, that's my good bad to have.
I feel like ours are pretty much the same. For the good, I have effort. For the past few weeks, we've talked about the effort lacking with the team as a whole. We started to even wonder if they quit on John Harbaugh. I felt like the effort was there um, with the team. I feel like the defense played with heart and pride. Like that's been the biggest issue of the team since week one. We've been complaining about the defense every week. And I feel like besides the Browns game, which was their best game yet, this was a good game considering, who you were still without, inserting new people, moving people around, without Owe for the first game. So I feel like, overall they were prepared. They were ready. Bad. I feel like we weren't really good early in drives, which just ended like it didn't make drives extend longer than they could have been. We didn't do really good. The thing about the game is if you just look at the box score and didn't see the score of the game, you would think that we probably would have won. Like we won time possession, we ran more plays, but we just couldn't do anything in the red zone. Um, not scoring touchdowns with plenty of opportunities, bad. The penalties, bad. And like you said, ugly. The fumbles and the interception. Like the fumbles are just. It's to the point now where I'm expecting a fumble because it's happened
Yeah.
so much through 6 weeks. So like when they was doing all that stuff, I'm like, oh my god, like don't fumble, don't. And then what happens? You know what I mean? Because it's just,
Fumbled twice.
yeah. The second time, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't. So yeah, we were pretty much similar with that this week.
Yeah.
So we can move on to grading the coaches and the players. What grade did you give John Harbaugh?
B plus. A little bit better, but still he has to step in. I get it's okay to allow guys to do their jobs. That's perfectly fine. But when things don't go right, you're the first person people want to look at.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's like, you have to step in. Like you supposed to told Todd Monken, nah, all three downs or all four downs is Derrick Henry or nothing. That's where you step in.
Hmm.
That's why he gets so much criticism. That's why he gets so much flack. That's why he's getting so much backlash. Because when it's time to be the head coach, you don't do it. Like you have to step in and make those necessary changes and make demands. Same with Zach Orr. Hey, don't rush three on 4th and 3. Send four at least because it's only three
Hmm.
yards. So, you know, I give him a B plus because, like I said, he still has to get out that way, out of that. Just want to sit back and monitor. You have to step in because in the day, like I said, when it's time to come, you'll be the first person to go. Only so much switching of the coordinators Bashad is going to do.
Hmm. I give him a B. Like I said earlier, I feel like the team looked more prepared. They were ready, and I'm not gonna credit anybody before him. He's the head coach, so they follow your lead in that sense. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, and like you said, I do. I also think that in certain situations, he needs to step in. Like if we as fans can sit back and watch it and be like, why aren't you running the ball like this? Why aren't you running this type of defense? Why aren't you doing that? You would think John Harbaugh might have the same thoughts. Then he gets in his press conference and he even if you think he's throwing a coordinator under the bus, he still defends him. Like some of those that tush push crap, he was defending it like using why it was right to use Mark Andrews over Derrick Henry, which I don't care what he's talking about. Don't even be doing no tush push. Like we not the Eagles. Like it's something else y'all could have ran other than running that. That was just stupid and kind of arrogant, if you ask me. And I'll get into that with Todd Monken because I've been saying it for the past couple of weeks. But all right, you tried it one time, it didn't work. Move on. Like, come on, man. You got Derrick Henry right there. Like, what are we doing? So I'll give John Harbaugh a B.
That's crazy. I gave him a higher grade.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. A B, B plus. He's still passing.
Yeah.
And getting into the offensive coordinator because we've kind of been hinting at it since we've started. What grade did you give Todd Monken?
Uh, C plus. Only because the run game is working, but he has to realize like just because you don't have Lamar, you have to still be able to maintain drives and score.
Hmm.
Because you had what's the name? Kyle Shanahan with Mac Jones, they're still scoring points. Minnesota, they ain't got JJ McCarthy, they're still scoring points. So forth and so forth. Like you still got a man, you still got the vast majority of weapons. Cooper Rush is a solid backup. Well, has been all the way up to this point. Probably still is. Right, just the system he's throwing in and how Monken calling the games probably making it look like this. Like he's more than capable of pulling out a game or two. Like, but you have to put him in situations to succeed. He hasn't done that.
Hmm.
So I give him a C plus. That's only because the rushing yards. Other than that, it'd been lower.
Yeah, and for that same reason, I gave him a C as well. Well, a C. For the same reasons you said. I mean, it was too many opportunities in that game. The defense kept it close. They kept us in it. Like I said, if you
Yeah.
can hold that offense to what you did, it was no reason why we was in, and we was in position to score. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
and it's something I've been saying for the past couple of weeks with him is like when he get dug in his game plan, like whatever he wants to do, like he's dug in it. You know, he doesn't adjust. He's not. I don't think he's really like catered a game plan to Cooper Rush. Um, I just don't. And I understand not having Lamar. I'm not going to dismiss not having your starting quarterback or even having your left tackle because that's a big loss offensively, especially. But at the same time, the opportunities were there.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the only reason why I can't lean in on that with the offense because even without them, you know, like we was moving the ball good enough when we got in position to score and we just couldn't. And a lot of that to me was on the play calling. Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing here?
Yeah.
You know, so he gets a C.
More than fair.
And what grade did you give Zach Orr?
Give it an A. Believe it or not, give it an A. It could have been an A plus. In second half, we kind of like he started giving up a little bit of stuff. He did get put in some bad positions with those fumbles, but it's just certain things like guys running wide open. Like you can't have that. Whereas if they just drive and put it in there, then cool. But other than that, that's why I said, because I expected us to give up 30 plus, so keeping 17. So yeah, and he got a turnover, and so I'll give it an A just for the simple fact that he kept it within range.
Hmm. And I gave him a B. Like you said, that offense is capable of scoring 30 points, and we held them to 17, and it was kind of closer than that, you know, early on, like when it was still a game.
3-3, yeah,
Still,
for the longest time. For the longest
yeah,
time.
like still considering who he's without, still considering implementing someone new, moving guys around, you know, trying to figure it out. You know, I give him props for that. The reason why it's not an A for me is because it's certain scheme things, like how you mentioned. Like for me, it was more or less like I was wondering why certain linebackers were like dropping in coverage. Like I just feel like they like Trenton Simpson on that one big catch that Kyron Williams had.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah. When he grabbed, when he tripped him up, yeah,
that was like a short yardage situation. I wasn't even thinking that the Rams was going to throw like that. But then when I seen where the ball was going, I'm like, damn, Trenton got caught out there. Like that looked bad. And then Mike Green, he didn't look good and pass dropping in pass coverage either. So it's certain things like that. But overall, definitely proud of the group. You know, same thing I said about John Harbaugh. I can't accredit the players and not give Zach Orr credit to, because we were wondering if they were giving up. And I said I didn't think so, just based on the things that guys have said. And like I said, since the Browns, I feel like that was the best defensive effort I've seen in weeks. Like, so he gets a B.
yeah, yeah. I got you. Makes sense.
So this week we had two quarterbacks play. So give me a grade for Cooper Rush and then Tyler Huntley.
Cooper Rush F, Tyler Huntley C plus. That's I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
All right. I get Cooper Rush a D. I feel like now as the season is going on, we didn't see him play, let's say, two games because he played half of the Chiefs game, I think it was, and then the Texans game,
Yeah,
and then some of this game. So we'll just say we've seen him in two games. I'm not going to act like I thought that was a bad signing in the offseason because we talked about
right.
it on here. I didn't
Yeah,
think it was a bad signing. I thought it was and we talked about wanting to upgrade the quarterback, QB2 position. We felt
yeah,
like they did that. But now that we're here, he's not what we thought he was. Now it can go to what you said. Is it the coaching? Is it the scheme? Like what is it? Because you still got all these other guys, but I just expect more from a vet. So I'm not going to give him an F. I'm going to give him a D because I feel like the only positive thing that he did really was like his hard counts. Like you got them off sides a couple times and kept some drives going, but that's the only reason why it's not an F. So you just get a D. And with Tyler Huntley, I give him a. I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him a C. And the reason why I'm gonna give him a C is because of the excitement that he brought when he came in the game. I know people, the fans, people were calling for Cooper Rush to be benched earlier in the game.
Yeah,
Earlier than he
yeah.
was.
I was there. I was definitely hearing it. I'm like,
Yeah, and everybody, we were just like, at this point, what we got to lose? Like, you might as well put Tyler Huntley in there. And I was like, as soon as he got in there, you got to see a little bit of flair and what we thought we could have saw. He's not Lamar Jackson, but we won some games with Tyler Huntley. We lost some games with Tyler Huntley. Like we know what to expect with Tyler Huntley, right? So, just based on what he bought when he got in the game, and he only had like 4 less yards than Cooper Rush passing yards. You know what I mean?
yeah, he
Like,
only played a
so he
quarter. He
didn't
only
even
played
play
a
that.
quarter.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So for that alone, I'm gonna give him a C. I'm gonna give him a C.
For sure.
And what grade did you give the running backs?
I gotta go B plus. They ran hard. Justice Hill too. Definitely want to see more Keith Mitchell, but yeah, like the O line got to do their job better. But they definitely, like I said, if the play calling and stuff was better, we definitely could have had 2, 3 rushing touchdowns out of this group. So I'm gonna just give a B
Hmm.
plus only because we didn't get in the end zone.
And I'm gonna give him an A. I feel like Derrick
Okay.
Henry was running with purpose. Like we talked about. Well, I know I've talked about how he's looked over the past couple of weeks, and he looked good. Like he came out strong, and he maintained the same type of aggression all throughout the game. For me, the lack of touchdowns, it goes to our next, who we're going to grade next. But it's like it's only so much a running back. You've said this, like it's only so much a running back can do if you're not doing what you got to do up front. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna give him
yeah.
an A just off the strength of what he has been. Like he hasn't had a game like that since week 1, and we're in week 6. So for that alone, I'm gonna give him an A.
B plus A. It's right
Yeah.
there.
Now on to this raggedy O line. What grade did you give the offensive line?
Only because Derrick Henry got some yards. C plus.
And I'm giving them a C minus for everything you say, but my minus is because of what happened in the red zone. Like
Yeah,
I don't care, man. Like that's just soft. I'm sorry.
it
Like
is beyond soft.
I couldn't. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, the minus is because that you can't be like you can't be that soft. Not when you were running while we were running the ball successfully. So how you get right there when it's time to score and you can't get a push not one time?
And we brought in extra linemen,
Yeah, like come
Bullock,
on,
Corey
man.
Bullock, and all that. And you see the Rams O lineman that got to the goal line. Blake Corum,
Yeah,
little ass, just walked straight in the end zone.
yeah.
I was sitting
So
right
yeah.
there, so I saw it. I said, "Look at them! They all came off the ball. Boom! We sitting there, got guys diving at feet, far lazy and
Hmm.
powers, and then Mitchell Creighton missing blocks. I was like, oh man, this is just. I said we need
That was
Project
just
Pat in them bad,
it was
bad.
disgusting to watch.
Yeah, it was real disgusting. So yeah,
So what grade did you give the wide receivers and tight ends?
C plus. Wasn't I mean they did what they could because you're playing with 2 backup quarterbacks and then they not getting into them. So, but when they did, they made a few plays. They fumbles kind of played into the part. Cause I was going to give it a B, but those 2 fumbles led to 2 touchdowns. So yeah, but he made a few catches. Andrews made a few catches. Bateman had a few catches, but just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, I gave them a C. I feel like they was pretty mid overall. Like you said, they made some plays here and there, but they didn't do like those fumbles that they had was a big deal. Like
I did two
they got
touchdowns.
you know what I mean? Like those that's huge. And Justice Hill, he had the second most receiving yards. So
Can't. That's not good.
I know that. So they get a
That's
C,
not.
and
That's not good.
that's that's being nice,
Especially
right? But
Bateman got broke off a little something something. You
yeah,
gotta
like y'all gotta step up, man.
yeah. You can't
When you
you
look
make
around
it.
the league at all of these top quarterbacks, like you just mentioned, teams that didn't have their quarterbacks, um, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, they ain't stopped trying to want to step up for whoever is their
Joe
quarterback. And
Flacco been
Justin
there three
Jefferson,
days, 3 days and had
and look what they
three for
was
200,
doing. You know what I
200
mean?
yards. Yeah,
So I'm not. You just gotta step up, man. Like when you know you down soldiers, like you gotta step up. Everybody gotta step they step up, and
absolutely.
that's how you can make bad quarterbacks look good. You know what I mean? If you can make plays, but I mean, they were okay. You know what I mean? But they were mad. Moving on to the defense. What grade did you give the defensive line?
They get an A. You know, hey man, like I said, the Rams run game was nullified. John Jenkins playing his butt off, got a strip
Hmm.
sack, and all that. Like they the reason why this game was we had it was competitive. A plus.
Yeah, I get him an A as well. I mean, that was our biggest concern was the defense. Coming in and especially up front. I mean, you already were coming into the season without Pierce. Then Metabika gets hurt. Now you're trying to to hold them. What they had, like how many yards they had? Like 73 rushing yards combined between two
Something
running
like that.
backs.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's
Like
pretty
that's
good.
exactly because they can go off, especially Williams. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
definitely get them an A. Um, what grade did you give the linebackers?
I give him a B. Because Trent was flying around making tackles. Teddy had a sack.
Hmm.
Just needs some more out of a job boy and Mike Green. And some of that's due to just schematics. Van Noy
Yeah.
did okay, but Trent and Teddy, they had a hell of a game. So B.
I gave him a B as well. Everything you said, and I mentioned it earlier. I just don't like seeing certain linebackers dropping coverage because that's not their strong suit. And sometimes you can get better at it. You know what I mean? You can get better, but I just feel like right now, Mike Green, let him rush the quarterback. Let him do that. I mean, you can work on all that other stuff as you develop him into what you want him to be. But for right now and what we need, attack, attack. That would be my thing to him. You just get the quarterback.
Yeah, it's okay to do that. If you want to take away a flat route and just because you want to have a body there, that's fine. But don't have nobody dropping into a deep zone. That's not
Yeah,
what it.
that's because
It's
it
okay to
didn't
have
look
because
right.
we used to do with Suggs and then we'll have them drop to a flat because that's what a quarterback want to
Yeah.
go at quick when the blitz the way they can just get there. But all
Yes,
that
quickly.
dropping, having
Right.
them going downfield, no, that's a
That's
no
why I
no.
said when I saw that play and it was Trenton Simpson, I said, "What the hell are you doing all the way back there?"
See him, he is a cover linebacker, so that's not really bad because it's Clemson. He played a little bit of nickel. He moved around. So guys like him and Teddy, they are naturally outside linebackers by design, by being a 4-3-4. So they have done a lot of covering. That's not bad. But guys like Mike Green or Jabo or Van Noy, they supposed to be going forward at all times. That's just like a quick little hook zone where they want to just get in the
Well, maybe
passing lane.
what you said, Trenton slipped. Is that what you said happened to him?
He did. I watched the
Because
play.
all
He
I saw was I saw the back of
because
his jersey. I said, "What just
I'm
happened?"
talking about, I was right there by the red. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Stafford just running, because it was only two-man rush, so he had nothing but time. Trenton was running with him, got that foot tripped up. That's why he tripped and he grabbed Kyron's foot, just out of reaction.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't catch it. That's how he got the penalty. So when you covering you got a quarterback back there with 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's too
A lot,
long. I get
a
that.
lot, a lot of
I
more
didn't even
good,
think he was going to
more
throw
good,
that
and go,
though.
more good for the offense. What happened in that?
I
No,
didn't
he
even
did
think. I was like, in my mind, I was like, well, they just because that was like, wasn't that fourth down or was it
fourth and
third
three,
down? Fourth
fourth
down,
and
right?
three.
I was just like, well, they just gonna probably do something short because then I seen that fucking ball go in the air. I'm like, oh my god,
Man,
Whew.
we were better off just all out blitzing him and just having somebody be right there if he get it off to make a
Yeah,
quick tackle. We're better off doing that.
yeah,
But I said, this man really got 15 seconds to throw the ball. I was counting.
that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
What grade did you give the DBs?
Uh, overall, A, the touchdown was scored. That was more so on the linebackers. The tight end got wide open. They helped. The Puka got hurt. So that helped a lot. Devontae, he dropped a few balls, but they did their thing. They held them to 160 yards passing.
Yeah, man. Hey, like you can't control what like they can't control who not playing for us. We can't control who couldn't have been available for them or who may have got hurt or what mistakes may have happened. It is what it is. Like
For sure.
I get them an A, especially and they had a new body back there. So you
Yeah,
still
yeah.
gotta figure it out.
Aloe Gilman played pretty good.
Oh, great. He looked good. Like I would have never even known that it was somebody, a new body back there. And I
And the
think
and
with
the
more time,
chemistry
Starks
and
will
the
get better.
chemistry and the chemistry. Oh yeah, for sure. He'd be all right. And the chemistry between him and Cal probably helped a lot. Cal probably got him up to
Of
speed
course.
pretty quick.
Yeah. So yeah, they get an A. And what grade did you give special teams?
See, that's only because LeJohn got the nice decent return, but we can't have fumbles. We can't keep giving up big kick return yards. We lead the
Hmm.
league in most giving up kick return yards. You know that, right? That's why the opposing offense is always starting damn near in midfield. You're putting your defense in a bad area because two first downs or one penalty, they're at midfield or they're in field goal
Hmm.
range.
I think the C is fair. Um, for everything you said. I mean, I was glad that I had to actually rewind that play because I when he fumbled, I was like, God dang! Like I'm thinking, he fumbled. Then I looked at the TV again and saw that we was kicking off, like they was kicking off. I was like, what the heck? What happened? So I had to rewind it. I didn't realize that they called a penalty, which then made us have to do that over again. So it worked
Yeah,
out in our favor. But yeah, I give him a C.
they got lucky, and pushed them back a little bit more, gave more room. So we got very
Yeah,
lucky. Too
definitely.
bad we ain't
Because that would have
score
been
off this shit.
that would have been good. Yeah. Yeah, back to the offense. Um, but the next topic that we have is game ball or game balls. Who are you giving a game ball to, Justin?
John Jenkins, Derrick Henry, Aloy Gilman, Trenton Simpson. That's it.
I'm giving a game ball to Derrick Henry because, like I said, the past couple of weeks he hadn't looked like himself. I even spoke about it, and I feel like I said earlier, he ran with purpose. He was probably no, he was the best thing smoking offensively, which makes it even make you wonder even more like how do you not want to put the ball in his hand when you see that he's like that? So he gets a game ball. And I'm gonna give a game ball to the whole defense. We've been ragging on them. We wanting to run Zach all out, but I felt like I said, the effort was there. Like they still got things to clean up, but they could have folded and they didn't. And that's an offense where, like we said, they could put up 30, and we held them. It was a respectable game for a long time. The offense just couldn't do anything. So it's only
Right.
so much a defense can do. But I appreciate their effort, so they get a game ball.
That was good. I like how you did that.
All right, so moving on to the topics. Do you think this season is a wash with 1-5? What do you think?
Not completely yet. If because coming off the bye, like I said, you get everybody back. Only person we're not going to have back for sure is Meta BK and then Tavius Roberts. I don't know if you saw that, broke his foot,
Mm-hmm.
so he's going to be probably out for the year because that's at least a 4 to 5 month recovery. So unless we go on a crazy run and he plays, there's a chance or
Right.
something. But you can cancel them out. So they're the only two, which is two big losses. But everybody else will be back. Rowe, Lamar, Taz Walker, so forth, so forth. So you got the Bears coming out the bye. That's a winnable game. They're playing pretty good, pretty decent right now.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins winnable. Like you said, you have a lot of winnable games. Like I said, so if you can go 11-6, 10-7, you have to make like I said, we all the goal was to try to win the Super Bowl, not have the first seed or the second seed, which would have been
Mm-hmm.
nice. But in
Of
years
course.
past, when we have had those seeds, we either losing the division round, losing the conference championship. So they haven't done us no good. Don't get me wrong. If you get it, you get it. You're not going to turn away from. But
Right.
we're not in a position. So all we gotta do is get in, and then anything can happen from there. So the goal still is is reachable. It's gonna be just a little bit tough sledding. But if we lose to the Bears and Dolphins, then yeah, it's a wash.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, no.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said earlier, I think that the buys come at a perfect time. I was talking to a coworker earlier, and he's a 49ers fan, and he was like, "We don't even get a buy. They don't get a buy till like December or something." He said, and it
Yeah,
made me think about it. Like, we have time to still get healthy, get Lamar another week of rest. He hasn't played two full games. He left the Chiefs game. He's going to get a whole another week. I don't see why he can't be ready after the bye. I don't know about Ronnie Stanley. I'm not quite sure what his situation. I think he got an ankle issue right
yeah.
now.
This week off will definitely help him. So he'll at least
Yeah, I hope
he'll
that
at
that I
least
hope that
probably he'll at least probably start the game against the Bears, and we'll see what happens from there.
yeah, hopefully the week off helps him out. Pat Ricard is who I'm really concerned about because the way Harbaugh was talking,
He
I don't know if
practiced
it's
though,
a.
so that gives me he was out there practicing and all that, so that
I
gives a
know,
good
but Harbaugh
sign.
said he was like the it kind of sound like they want him to play or they think he's ready to play, but maybe he's saying he's not ready to play. So I don't know. Hopefully he's ready after the bye. At that point you'll have what 7 weeks off. Um, but we need him. Like you can tell, like he's needed definitely. Defensively, like you said, we know who's not coming back. I still think they need some pieces over there, and we'll get into that later. But I feel
Yeah,
like we're in good shape. If you could finish this season, like right now, we have 5 losses. Let's say we lose one or two more games, and we're 10-6 or 11-7. That's not that bad. That's not that bad. You can still be in a playoff hunt. Everything you want to do is still in front of you. And like I keep saying, every other team still got to play every week too. So we can look at the Steelers right now. I think they're 4-1, and you might say, "Oh, they're in good shape." But we've also seen the Steelers start good and then fumble the rest of the season. So at the end of
Yeah,
the day, if we handle our business and we get healthy, I don't see any reason why we can't. Like this, like if the season is going to be over. You have Lamar Jackson. I don't care what anybody say. Y'all want to say he's carrying the Ravens. He's covering up flaws, all this other extra stuff. Whatever you need to say to make yourself feel better.
right.
It's a whole lot of teams that they lose their starting quarterback. That not even just a starting quarterback. Like Lamar is one of one. Like when we talk about the top quarterbacks in the league, he's that. And it's a debate and it's a conversation. So you can't expect to lose somebody like that and think it's going to automatically everything is going to be okay when everything is built around what he can do. And
Yeah,
maybe he does make some guys look a lot better. That's what great quarterbacks do, right? How many
absolutely.
times have you heard so and so make this person look better? So and so made that person
Look
look
at
better.
Buffalo and that weak ass receiving core.
And last year, what was the conversation? He won MVP because he ain't got nobody, right? So Lamar coming back, that puts us, that's going to change things offensively. Period. I think we're in
Yeah,
good shape. I just think we need to get healthy. The guy, I think that was a good game. Offensively, is like whatever. Like you got to put that away because the quarterback play and all the fumbles and stuff like that. But I think we'll be fine. Like I really, really do. And I'm not even. We've seen teams go on streaks. Why can't the Ravens? The Ravens have had streaks. Like
we've done it in 2019. It was
yeah,
earlier. It was 2-2, won 12 straight.
yeah. So I mean, why
So
not?
it's
I
we
think we got the guys that can do it. I think we have the guys that can do it in the locker room. And if we finish, like I said, 10-7, 11-6, I think we still in good shape.
and then I know Harbaugh gonna say this. Go 1-0 every week.
Of course.
That's you gotta start like that because if you think like 12, you cloud your brain. Just go 1-0 every week.
Hmm. Yeah. So on to the next topic. Do you think leadership is an issue among the players? I'm not talking about coaching, but just players in the locker room. Do you think leadership is lacking?
Clear as day. Clear as day. Like I said, I know the lead by example bullshit. That's fine. That's cool. But you have to start. Like I say, you had like we came from an era. We had Ray Lewis, Suggs, and Ed.
Hmm.
Those guys, they all got everybody riled up and fired up. You need that. Roquan is trying his best, but he's been hurt. Lamar starting. He's starting the middle of a vocal, but Cal too. So definitely, it has to be like I told you. I got the certain after we got our ass after the Buffalo game. Somebody should have been like, man, look, man, we got to get this shit together. It's week one, and they done that. They did the little thing or whatever. It's talking about falls. Sometimes you
Hmm.
got to have them uncomfortable talks and feeling like that
Hmm.
mutiny and shit like that. That changed the season in 2012. Like you
Yeah.
gotta have that. You gotta have that when you gotta be some hurts and feelings and be like this. Football at the end of the day. Like this, we were projected to win the Super Bowl. Still can, but nobody in their right mind thought 1-5. Nobody.
Right.
So yeah, it's just we need some more sternness. Like come on, man, we gotta pick this up, man. Yes, the coaches got to do better for sure. We get on them all the time. That's cool. So the players still got to execute, do what they're supposed to do as well.
Hmm. And I agree with you. And just to add on to what you said, because everything you said is spot on. Another way to show that leadership is lacking is like when when things don't go well, they're fumbling the balls or dropping passes and things like that, and the game is over. These guys don't even want to talk.
Yeah,
Like, and
that's a
I'm
no go.
not
That's a
saying
no go.
that
No go.
after those types of situations you're going to be happy. You're human. You should be mad. I want you to be mad.
For sure.
But to constantly have the people that you think are the leaders of your team,
Duck the media and all that.
yeah, man, like, come on, man, that's kind of
That's not a.
corny.
We got on Andrews about it. We got to get on Z about it.
Yeah,
Zay
I mean,
can't
and
do
they
that,
did
brother.
it, and they did the same thing a couple weeks ago. I don't know if it was against the Texans or the Chiefs. They all left. Like nobody would talk to the media, and I'm
Can't do
like,
that,
nah, like
man. Because if
that's
we'd have
because it just
won,
make
we'd have
y'all
won.
been
Y'all have
front
been
and
up
center,
there
right?
flashing chains and
And the reason why I don't like it is because John Harbaugh can't do that. Lamar Jackson can't do that. They can't just duck the media. You know what I mean? Like if they have a bad game, or they got to stand up there, particular and answer these questions. And John Harbaugh got to do it after the game, and most times the day after the game, to answer this after people have thought about more crazy questions they want to. these players, I don't like it. I don't like it, man.
Yeah,
Um,
I
I don't
agree.
really. I don't know. I don't know if you want to be like this. These Gen Z players. Like I don't know what it is. They just different. Because I don't even want to put it off on that. Because I watch a lot of sports and like I see other athletes doing certain things. You can get like the guy who I think that was the Cardinals who dropped the pass and they didn't count the touchdown because he dropped the ball before he got in the end zone.
I'm trying to
He
think.
stood he stood right in front of the media right after it and answered every question and held himself accountable for what he did. I mean, you can't keep running from the media because it's not going to go nowhere. So my thing
That's
with
a
Zay Flowers
all.
is, yeah, like what you think the media ain't going to ever bring that up again? They're going to hold
That's
that
it's
against
all. It's
you.
called being a pro. They got to do their job.
Yeah, just just own up to it. I prefer that over the performative anger. I've said this about Lamar Jackson too, because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
all
you
do the
have.
same thing. They get mad, and instead of getting mad and figuring out a solution, they be over there throwing helmets and slamming. Just and I'm like, that's not going to do nothing.
That's. I mean, I get it because it shows you passion, but still, like you
After a
still.
while it becomes performative. Like that's my
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah,
Is like
for
I
sure,
don't
for
mind. I
sure.
mean, it's a natural human. Yeah, you're naturally might be like, in frustration, you might whatever. But every like did that had been happening like every week, like since week 3 or 4. And I was like,
Yeah,
and even saying it, like I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, stop all of that pelting and slamming. Like, figure it out. You see
get
coaches and
together
you see
as
all
a
with your
team.
coach.
Get together on the
Yes, get
sideline. Hey, let's do
together.
this. Defensively, get together. Hey, bop, 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 bop,
You
bop.
have to. You got to talk, man. When the 49ers and the Rams played a weeks, they played last week. I think it was Matt Stafford was on. He's a vet, right? So you give him them credit, but he was on the sideline with his wide receivers. He was drawing up plays, figuring it out. And that was a game that was he was going back and forth. When that game they ended up losing, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying that's what I want to see from leaders on the team, like
yeah, yeah,
not
for
just
sure.
sitting there pouting and mad or throwing your helmet or sitting by yourself. And then I be trying to give them graces. I'm like, I don't, when you watch on TV, I ain't gonna see everything on the sideline.
For
So I
sure, for
won't.
sure.
You might be. They might be over there talking. But from what I see, I don't be seeing
Yeah,
it. I be seeing pouting, throwing helmets and stuff like that. And even if you in the stadium, unless you like sitting right behind them or near them, or you got some binoculars, you ain't really probably looking at them on the sidelines either. Like I've never just stared at the sideline when I've been at a game because I'm looking at the game. So I don't know what they be doing or saying, during the game. But seeing it on TV, you can see a little bit more, and I'm just like, I need more from these guys. Like, you know, act like you care, and running from the
yeah,
media don't help. So leadership is definitely lacking.
for sure.
All right. So the last topic we've already talked about. This is our bye week coming up. So do you expect any changes during the bye week, and what changes would you like to see?
Expect any changes from the John Harbaugh team, man. Oh man. Uh maybe just maybe some guys might be brought in defensively, like some more edge rushers could be thin there. Maybe that's about it. Because because I know he's gonna try file a hand before he's back out there. He handpicked them two guys, even though our quarterback has been hurt because of them two. But that's it, honestly. Just probably, I mean, more acquisitions. EDC gonna make a trade or two, or sign somebody. As far as an interior D line, or edge rusher, like I said. But as far as within the starting lineups, no. Maybe, maybe a little bit of personnel stuff defensively, but that's about it. But the offensive line gonna remain the same, man, which I don't like. So both of them should be in the street clothes. They were quick to bench Trenton Simpson. Now he's playing the best out of all your inside linebackers. Like, but Daniel Faalele can keep getting out there whiffing on blocks. And Voorhees too. Like them two need to sit down. Like Ben Cleveland, I understand he might not practice like a madman, but I promise you he can't do no worse than that. Emory Jones with a bad shoulder, I'm pretty sure can't do no worse to that. Kenyon
Mhm.
Green can't do no worse to that. Like, yeah, it's time to go ahead and switch them guys up because you're gonna get somebody hurt.
Yeah, I was trying to find this quote because I know I saw it earlier. I don't know if you saw what John Harbaugh said, but so to answer the first question, do I think there's going to be any changes made on the bye week? I'm gonna say yes. And it kind of goes into what I wanted to have changed, but John Harbaugh had mentioned um, possibly making changes on the offensive line. I don't know if you saw his press conference that
Do
he
you
did.
think, from Shannon, from what you saw, do you think it's lip service or you think it's valid? Just from your personal opinion watching that.
No, I think it's valid. I don't because I
Okay.
don't think I think that he's defended them through 6 weeks. Like when people would bring them up, he would defend them. I don't think that he has any reason to talk about a possible change if he didn't legit feel like it was possible. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're in a bye week, and one thing John Harbaugh is good at, he's good at self scouting. So he's not going to be unrealistic if he's like you said, looking at the film and you seeing what's going on. How do you not make a change? Even if you take one out, and put one, it might not be both guards, but something
Both
has to
guards,
change.
both guards have to go. I'm sorry,
Well, I
man.
mean, I'm saying get rid of both. I'm just saying it might not be both
Yeah.
guards, but I can see a shakeup happening. Because here it goes. It says Harbaugh said they're considering changes with the offensive line. He said Emory Jones still hasn't been able to do pass protection stuff because of his shoulder recovery. We're trying to get him up to speed as quick as we can. So when I read that earlier, I was like, okay, well, they thinking about what I'm thinking about because that's the first thing I think that needs some shaking up or some change is that offensive line, particularly the guards. And if you can sit both of them, bench both, then do it. But it needs to be a shake up either way. I saw they were
And if
rating
you got,
the
if you got to put Carson Vincent in there, I don't give a shit. Like,
yeah. I mean, you have to make a change. You
because
can't keep it that way.
you're gonna get somebody hurt,
And they were the worst rated
man. I saw it.
guards.
I saw the
You
number.
saw that, and Tyler Linderbaum was he one? He was top. Like he was one of the top.
Four. He's at four.
He
He's
was
at four.
right. So if you got your center playing like that, and then he got to play next to two starry guards, like you know what I mean? Like that's crazy. So yeah. So do I expect changes on the bye week? Yes, because I read that quote. I feel like they're going to look to change, make some sort of change on the offensive line. I
Yeah.
also feel like you do have to look to add something defensively in the front seven.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, we're thin at pass rush, and you still need help on the D line. Like you don't want to. You're in a situation where you can't even afford to lose nobody else up front. Period. Um, so I do think that. I think that this week they need to be bringing guys in, like seeing who's available, and also looking at who could be available on a trade block. You know what I mean? Like it's teams out here. They got a lot going on that you might be able to make some trades with to bolster up that defense. So if I was Art
Absolutely.
DeCosta, I wouldn't be against making a trade, even if it's somebody that's worth it, and you got to give up a first round pick. Do it. Like if it's a game changer, game record, if you can trade for one, do it because then you know it's gonna be worth it. But yeah,
Yeah, if the
that's what
Raiders,
I
if the
hope for.
Raiders say give me a first for Max Crosby, I'm like, man,
You better do it.
I'm sending that paperwork in quick as I can.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I probably wouldn't even
Because
ask you
no
to try.
player in
Don't
the draft gonna be better than him. And you know I'm
right.
a Kane fan. I love Ruben Bain. He can't
Yeah,
tie
and you know a
he
good
can't
point that
tie
they
Max
made.
Crosby's shoes.
They made a good point on the radio. They said most elite pass rushers are like you get them earlier in the draft, and like based on where the Ravens normally picking, you getting guys that you gotta potential you gotta develop kind of stuff. So yeah, if we could trade for a guy like Max Crosby, figure it out money wise. I don't know what it's y'all figure that out, but yeah, you give up what you got to give up to get him.
Yeah, 'cause that's that right there. I can say that's a game changer. Come January when you gotta go to Buffalo or Kansas City,
Yeah.
he's gonna be the reason why you going on in February.
I mean, even just look at that Steelers and Browns game. You got Miles Garrett and TJ Watt over like they're game records. Like you need that. And the Ravens have been lacking that since Terrell Suggs left. Like
Yeah.
we've been searching for it since he left, and he left here after he left in 2019 after the
Yep.
2018 season.
Yep.
And here we are in 2025 still begging for a legit pass rusher.
Yeah, not guys who
Somebody that's
just get
disruptive.
not guys who get sacks against sorry teams. Then when they play the good teams, they ghost.
Yeah. Or even a whole bunch of guys you gotta scheme up, you
Yeah,
know?
because against good
So
teams, that's not going to work. You're going to have to win 1-on-1. You have to
yeah,
win your matchups.
yeah.
Great show, everyone. Great show, everyone. Like I said, sorry, we know life be life, but we're back. Probably no need to do a show Thursday because it's just we're not playing. So and we'll probably just do a preview next week, honestly, because nothing going to be to recap. We already
Hmm.
discussed everything. Unless something major happened, and we want to put something together for you. But most likely we'll be back here next Thursday doing a preview of that Bears game. Go ahead, Shannon. The floor is yours.
The only thing I would say is to Ravens fans, stop expecting people to do things that you know is not in their norm.
Yeah,
I've seen so many people talking about they want to hear from Steve Bisciotti, and I'm like,
yeah.
when have you heard from Steve? Like he don't talk.
You
Like he
hear from
really haven't
him,
talked
shit
since.
didn't hit the. You hear from him, shit didn't hit the
Yeah,
fan.
he haven't said nothing since y'all got on his case about Colin Kaepernick. That man been hiding since. He was at the they opened up a Boys and Girls Club.
I missed this one. What
What?
did he say about Colin Kaepernick? We sometimes you miss some things. What did he say? I never,
Oh,
never.
he was talking about remember we was considering bringing Cap in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
he had some sort of media something that he did, and he was just talking about the pros and cons of signing Kaepernick. Like, it's people that's for it and there's people that's against it. And he said something like pray for me while we make this decision. And then people
Okay.
that hated Cap was like mad that was he was even considering it basically. So then when he didn't sign Cap, the people that wanted Cap was mad at him. So he was getting it from both ways.
Okay.
And
Yeah. I
he called him.
I vaguely remember that now.
Yeah, remember Cap
And
girl called him. Yeah,
Ray was supposed to give him a job. Supposedly she
right. They
put
was
the
going to,
picture
yeah,
of Samuel, and then
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's starting to come back.
So after that, Steve Bisciotti ain't said nothing, and I'm just like, leave that man alone. Y'all know he's not going to talk. And like you said, if he was talking right now in the week
He
seven,
talks
something
at the
wrong.
end of the year presser where he supposed to talk.
And I ain't even seen him do that in a while.
He did it last year. He don't say a whole lot, but he do his
Shit, I
you
gotta
know
look because they used to do that. They used to do that State of the Ravens. I used to look forward to that. And
yeah he
Eric
didn't do it
DeCosta
a whole
and
yeah
Eric
he
DeCosta
only
and John been doing it, but I ain't seen no Steve. But
yeah
I'm
he
just saying
didn't
that to
say
say, stop
hmm
expecting to hear from that man. He's not gonna come out and
nah
say nothing. So
nah
leave him
nah
alone.
that
He just opened up a Boys and Girls Club in West Baltimore. He good. He
yeah
good.
yeah yeah he named it at the Dick Cast, yeah, so he definitely got other things to worry
Yeah.
about. Like I said,
Yeah,
end of the
Chuck.
year
He
he'll speak, but right
and
now
if he wanna fire John Harbaugh, trust and believe, he ain't scared to fire John
no,
Harbaugh.
he's
Cause
one of them guys. He got a saying though, put off the inevitable. Basically, if you're gonna do it.
yeah, yeah. But
But
I
he's a
could see
firm believer.
him.
He's a firm believer. He's not. I'm just saying, if he wanted to go that route
Yeah, if
right
he's
now,
gonna do it,
end of the
I
year,
don't think
depending
that
how
he
we
would do it.
finish, we'll see what happens. But right now, it's
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, he ain't doing that in the middle of the season. Good teams don't do that in the middle of the season. Like even if
Nah.
it's on some BS, you just let him go at the end. Like when he
Yeah.
fired Bellick, he had just paid him and still was like, "Thank you for doing that. See ya," and
Yeah.
scooted him out the door right when the season ended. So
Yep.
if he wants to fire John Harbaugh will be fired at the end of the year. Don't be looking for Steve Bisciotti right now in October.
Nah. Plus, it wouldn't do no good, honestly, because Todd Monken or Chuck
Yeah, like
Pagano's
what you
health,
gonna
and
do?
Todd Monken, nah. With him with full control, he'll definitely be doing some wild shit. So yeah.
Let John Harbaugh go out however he gonna go out.
Yeah. He and plus he earned that. He earned that. At least finish the year out. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Um. Like I said, great show. As always, I don't have a whole lot to say. NBA is coming back on next week. Like I said, I'll be checking on my Thunder since we ain't doing no show Tuesday. Get to hold up the banner and all that. KD,
The
go ahead
Lakers
and do
winning
your
the
thing.
championship.
Shannon said that, so we're gonna see. I think we're gonna repeat, me personally, but we shall see. Anything can happen. Um, Join the college football. It's getting thick there. McCain still undefeated. Take on Louisville this week. Should be a good game. Um, watch the other games. Thursday night, you have Steelers, Bengals.
We get to see
Cincinnati.
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, we gotta play. We gotta play them twice. We got this to be the first time we played Joe Flacco 3 times in one season potentially.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah, how
That's
it's
why he needs
looking.
to
Yeah,
retire. It's time for him to come home and retire.
yeah. Go ahead and wrap it up. Go ahead. I know you're trying to avoid doing the day to day with the kids, but just go ahead and hire yourself a nanny or something or whatever. Put
Right.
together a little team to help you with that. But yeah, it's time for you to lay it down, Joe, so you can get your
And we'll
rightful
show some
right.
nice highlights so your kids know like you were that guy at one
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like I said, much as we got on him, Joe January, he had us in
point.
contention. He had us in contention every year. You gotta take that
Yeah.
from him. Yeah, so I'm gonna say that's it. Like I said, we'll be back next Thursday to preview the Bears game. I'm gonna say make sure y'all trade talk Ravens all day, every day from your host Justin P. And from my MVP being our co-host, Miss Shannon Fitch. We love y'all guys and we out. We'll see y'all next Thursday.
Good night. Bye, Justin.
Bye, Shannon.